You coming, boy?
I can't find my shoes.
You know, for somebody who just bugged me for the last 20 minutes to go outside, you sure are unprepared for your moment of opportunity. Come on, hurry up. All right, well, while we wait for Benjamin to get himself together, I have to show you guys this beauty, which is a banana plant. And, oh, shoot, I can't remember the variety, but I found it. I will look it up and put it up on the screen. I can't pronounce it anyway, I don't think. But I got this while I was in Ohio. Now, of course, I've grown banana plants for a good long while in Arkansas that I got from my mom. And my mom has actually talked about coming out for another visit. This last one, she didn't have a ton of room to bring plants, but we've talked about doing another visit where she can bring plants. I went ahead and bought this because it's a certain variety of banana tree, and I messaged my mom and she's familiar with it. She said it produces a real small banana. Now that I'm in South Carolina, I'm kind of right on the edge of zone 7B and 8, and there's actually a chance, especially if I grow them in my high tunnels, that I might be able to bring bananas to fruit. I don't know. And I got this plant in Ohio. They had a few different varieties. Where was it? It was at the North Dayton Garden Center. And my plan here with this little guy is I'm gonna put it in this pot here. This is a really big container. And for right now, it's gonna be on the front porch over in this corner. And then once it starts freezing, I'm actually gonna take it in the house. I just don't have a great place in the ground yet to put it. And I wanna give it as much time as possible to get established before it has to face a frost. Guys, look, Benjamin and I just came down here into the garden and there's a beautiful rainbow. Isn't that so lovely? What do you think, Ben?
Puddle?
Oh, you see a puddle? Hey, don't fill that in. Daddy dug that out today because we got all that rain. He's got to put these pipes in because it's not draining there. I never get tired of seeing rainbows. They're so lovely. I know you can't really tell. At this point, I'm just like, what video? Let's just stand here and stare at the rainbow. Look at that. So beautiful. Stretching out over the farm. It's kind of starting to dissipate a little bit right now as the sun goes down. So it rained a lot this afternoon. A whole lot, and it's a little late starting this video. I don't have very much light left, but I did want to show you guys a couple of things. So the other day, Ben and I sowed these seeds. Have you come to see, Ben? Have you seen
It already.
your peas?
But there's no rooting thing, so we have to put it in right now.
The trellis, yeah, we have to get a cattle panel and cut it. I don't have one yet, but it'll be okay. They're not climbing yet. And then here's the radishes. And I showed you guys my little carrot trick with the board. So you can see here, I've got some little bitty carrots coming up. Some of these germinated a lot quicker than others, but you can kind of see the line right there. And now we just wait for the rest of them to come up. I did get some herbs while we were going to all those garden centers as well.
I want to plant some.
So these beds are all completely full of stuff.
That one isn't.
Well, I know, but these herbs are going to get really big. We've got some thyme, some sage, oregano, parsley, chives, and rosemary. All of these things are frost hardy.
When this gets bigger, is it going to turn into a clock?
A clock? Time. Ha! Ha! He's got dad jokes! Woo, it is not cold. Those of you who actually live in cold places would laugh at what I'm calling chilly right now. I don't know, it's probably like dropping below 70 right now. And the breeze is a little cool. This rain that just came through today in the storm was actually supposed to bring in our like more fallish temps, which is our evenings are getting down in the 50s. Oh wow, that's interesting. A little bit of crystal or something. So right here in this Greenstalk, I have arugula coming up here, and you'll notice this kind of like frame thing around the garden here. Maya started on this while I was gone and was surprising me. He bought like some twinkle lights and he was building up this, I don't know what to call it. Basically, he framed around this garden to be able to hang twinkle lights and put a table out here, which was very sweet to make it a sweet space for me. He didn't cement these in. He used like a, I don't know exactly how he did it, but he basically made this where we could take it down and move it, because he knew that this isn't like a super long-term thing. But I am really excited now that I have it all planted and things are starting to pop up. I've got new seedlings popping up every day, and I picked my first salad out of here today. Maya and I ate a salad for lunch out of these lovely greens. You can kind of see where I was picking. It's a little more sparse up here, a little thicker down there. Today for lunch I had this can of salmon, and I made some salmon patties with some herbs from the garden as well as a salad, and we had salmon patties on a salad, and it was really good. And it's the first meal that I have made with something out of my garden since we moved here. It's the next day. Yesterday, I actually shot a very nice full-length video, and there was an issue with my microphone, and so I lost like most of the footage. And so this might be a little bit awkward, but there were a couple of things I had covered that I wanted to show you guys and tell you guys about. Like my shelves, check it out. Sweet Maya's been working on these. They're not fixed to, they're not attached yet. These shelves are just like what we had in our old house. Now we did them in our kitchen at our old house. And I also had a bookshelf. I have a video talking about how to build these that I will link down below. But we put it in here for bookshelves here in the living room. And Maya also built something else very cool, which is why I have so many houseplants on the front of my house, because I was waiting on the shelves. And then also he fixed this. He took this is a metal piping for like plumbing, and that's what we build these shelves out of. We just get it at Home Depot or like whatever hardware store you go to, and you can get it cut and threaded for whatever size you want. And so we've done it. We've made a lot of stuff out of this stuff. Of course, the price has gone up with all of the building materials. It used to be a lot cheaper, but you can see we made a curtain rod, and then Maya built this frame here between this faux beam and the wall for me to be able to hang houseplants on. So yesterday, while I was shooting my video, we had, oh goodness, light. There it goes. We had a tiny little crisis over not being able to find shoes. In the meantime, my microphone had gotten turned off and I didn't realize it. But I had gone on to tell you guys about my banana plant a little bit more, and you can't hear anything because my mic wasn't on. So I had explained, and you did hear, about how I was going to pot this and keep it on the front porch till the weather breaks and then put it in the house. And my hope is then to move it out next spring once our high tunnels are built, and keep it in the high tunnel. And I think that by doing that, I should be able to get some fruit off this plant. I mean, I'm not thinking that I'm going to be able to like grow ample bananas to offset all of our banana needs, but it would be really cool to grow some. Also, this plant, which I did look it up, Zabina, and put it earlier in the video, but it's got this really pretty red variegation. So I have always liked houseplants, in theory. My mom has houseplants that are older than me. Like, she has houseplants she has kept alive for a very long time. And I've always admired people who keep houseplants alive. And for me, I've gone a little wild on the houseplants in the absence of a garden. I did get pretty good at houseplants, and I had several that I've had over the last few years. But to be honest, during the like spring, early summer garden season, when my outside garden demands so much, you know, it gets a little like the Hunger Games for houseplants in my house. It really is like, may the odds be ever in your favor. And like really fussy plants don't typically make it. But I've gotten quite a few plants, and I think, you know, just being that I've gone in a lot of garden centers lately, I've found some really good ones. I've found some really good deals on them. I've done some propagating. I've gotten some bulbs on Etsy that I've been growing things out. And the tip that I really wanted to reshoot and share with you guys is my favorite place to find pots for houseplants is TJ Maxx, if you have those stores around you. Of course, TJ Maxx owns Home Goods, and the prices on pots are not as good at Home Goods as they are at TJ Maxx. But you can go to TJ Maxx and get big pots like this, a lot of times for like $20. And smaller pots, like this little nice one that has this little philodendron guy in it, for like $7. So in buying plants, I've also had to buy pots. And when I moved, I did bring some of my houseplants with me, but I ended up giving a lot of my big ones back to my mom because she's the one they originally came from in the first place. But then when she came out to visit, she did bring me some that she had room for. But yeah, if you do get into houseplants, they're actually pretty easy to propagate a lot of plants and multiply them, but then you have to have something to put them in. And TJ Maxx is definitely where it's at for potted plant containers. See, I've got a lot of stuff out here right now, and I need to start moving them in because it's actually getting slightly chilly in the evenings, and they'll start to look pretty rough. This is actually a monstera. It's just a baby. But I was waiting on these shelves, and I've had those plants out front. I've got some in here up on top, and several of these are ones that I brought with me. Like this plant I've had for a really long time. This old pothos. And I've got some from different cuttings. But I just like to buy them small and grow them up. But I have cats in the house, so you'll notice I've got lots of plants in high places, like on top of the cabinets. I do have them in my bathroom, around my bathtub, and we just keep those doors shut to try to keep the cats out of there. But that was kind of the idea with these shelves and that hanging thing, because I can keep the plants up high where the cats aren't. Where the cats, I'm gonna say, aren't gonna get to them. Where the cats ideally aren't gonna get to them. Some people are like, how do you have houseplants with cats? I don't know, they've just always been around them, and they don't actually mess with them that much. Now, I can't have anything on the ground. Like if I had anything, especially if big pots, because they would want to try to use it as a litter box. But I have found the best thing to do if your cats are getting in the soil of your plants is to cover the top of the soil with rocks, and that does help. They make little things you can put in it that are pokey and stuff, but my cat's always just pooped on top of those, so rocks are the best deterrent. And I am excited to have these shelves to be able to put those on. This is my favorite houseplant pot. This was from, this was a TJ Maxx pot from a long time ago. So doing projects like this, these shelves being done, truly, like as soon as he put the shelves on the metal, it just made my house instantly feel more like my home. I guess because we had shelves like that in our old home, I don't know, it just feels like us. And we're slowly like hanging stuff up, along with just the busyness of having a bunch of kids and just life and everything. I keep being like, wow, we've already been here for 2.5 months. I thought I would feel more settled, but I guess when you think about actually like completely relocating a life, that's gonna take a little while. It's gonna take a little while to get settled. So I'm sorry about the discombobulated short weirdness of this video. Next time I'll make sure my mic is on. At least you got to see the rainbow. I couldn't just toss the whole thing. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I bless you. Until next time.